What's up, guys? Hope you're all doing well. Today I wanted to share with you guys something that I recently tried. It's called a dopamine detox. I'll just explain what that is before I share, but it was a super great experience, so I really wanted to make some sort of video and share my experiences with it. But basically what the dopamine detox is it's essentially um, it was this thing created by Andrew Kirby, I believe is his name, and he said that if you basically take a day to get rid of all like the extreme dopamine stimulating activities that 100 years ago we wouldn't have, then your dopamine receptors will basically I guess fix themselves a bit. And it doesn't have to be a day; it can be a week or a month. But basically, it's just like a diet or like a not a diet, like a fast or a break from from all these like overstimulating activities. The stuff that I guess dopamine detox from was like my phone, laptop, internet in general, TV, video games, um, social media, music, and there might be a few more in there. But those are basically all the things that I didn't touch at all for about 36 hours. So it was about a day and a half that I did not uh, use any of those things at all, and it was a great experience. Admittedly, it was very good. Was it hard? Absolutely. Will I do it again? Absolutely. I came to the realization about a lot of things during this detox, but we'll get to that later. I guess I'll talk about how exactly my day went. So I turned my phone off the night before. I'd made sure everything was okay. If I had no like things to do that needed all these things. Um, any like chores that required a laptop or something, like bills or something. Made sure there was none of that. And then the next day I woke up and I did my usual thing, cleaned my room, showered, brushed my teeth, I made breakfast, and I felt like this sort of restlessness because I didn't have my phone in my hand as like a digital pacifier that I'm using all the time. So at first it was very weird. Obviously, I've been using it for years, so of course I'd probably feel that way. But oh man, it felt really weird at first. But as I was eating my breakfast, I was actually like, I guess this is gonna sound super weird, but I swear it happened. I could actually taste like the food better, I guess. And that's probably not because of the food itself, but just because I was actually focusing on what I was eating rather than scrolling on Reddit or whatever, YouTube, stuff like that. So yeah, it definitely felt like I was more mindful of what I was doing, whether it was cooking or cleaning or whatever. And I got a lot done during the day. Admittedly, I worked out. I did leg day at the gym. Uh, I read a book, and I pretty much finished it. And it was a lot left that I didn't read, so I finished that book. And I worked on a video. And before you guys say, "Wait, how'd you work on a video if you had no electronics?" No, I actually wrote down like stuff about the video, so you'll see that later. That's just a manga review. But yeah, I worked on the video, and I had a lot of self-reflection during the day, because I admittedly did do a lot of things. Did a lot of chores. I cleaned up the house a lot. I exercised. I worked out. Did pull-ups, all that good stuff. A lot of self-reflection. But during all that stuff, like I said, I had a lot of self-reflection. And because I didn't have, I couldn't just turn on the TV and put on like some anime on Netflix, or I couldn't, scroll through the news or whatever, and I wasn't being constantly berated by messages from random group chats or emails or whatever. Because of that, I was a lot more mindful. I had a lot of time to, I guess, just like let my mind relax. I didn't have to always be constantly like anxious about the next email, the next message, the next YouTube video to watch. None of that. It was just me and just life. And I felt like I was a kid again, because when I was a kid, obviously I didn't have like a phone and stuff. I did have video games and like TV and stuff, but it was nowhere near the level as it is today, with Netflix and all that. But yeah, I guess my main takeaways from the dopamine detox was, first of all, you don't need to be multitasking. First of all, and there's one thing I forgot to mention that I was also fasting from, and that's music. So like if you're driving, like sure you can put on music, or if you're doing the dishes, you can, but you don't have to. Like you don't need it. You can just think, or not even just think. You can just let your mind relax. So that's one of the first things. I was like, I don't need to always be multitasking. Just because I'm multitasking doesn't mean I'm getting more things done. Um, it's okay to focus on one task at hand and work on that. I don't need to be working on three things at once because usually that's not even effective anyways. But that's one thing I really learned from my dopamine detox. And another thing was like you don't need to always be plugged in, I guess, and that kind of goes hand in hand with the first thing I just said. Because when I was off my phone, I will tell you right off the bat, it was the most liberating feeling ever. I wasn't being bombarded by random ass emails, random ass messages from group chats or none of that. I know you can mute, but even then, like this, the amount of peace I got from not having any like constant messages at me was so good. Really just amazing. So I didn't have texting or YouTube or Facebook or whatever. I mean, I don't really use much social media anyways, but that was part of the challenge. So technically, I didn't use any of that. But I wasn't being berated by all this stuff, so it was just so good. So you don't need to always be plugged into your phone or whatever. You can just let your mind relax. So that's another thing I learned. And the third thing was during my day, I had so much time. Like it's crazy. Right now I don't have school. I'm on break, so it makes sense. But you'd be surprised how much time you can I guess just shave off if you just take out those activities I said, like a lot. So even though I got so much done in terms of my usual routine, there's still so much time, and I was able to just self-reflect and meditate on where I want my life to go and all these sorts of things. Yeah, I would totally do it again. Obviously right now I'm not gonna be able to just because of certain circumstances with school, being online and all that, but I would definitely do it again. I want to try making this like a weekly thing, maybe like every Sunday I could do dopamine detox. That would be super cool. It was just a great experience. I don't want to sound like a broken record, even though it's probably too late for that, but really, really great experience. I felt a lot more calm, even though I was restless during the day in the morning. I felt a lot more calm as the time went by. And today when I opened my phone in the morning after 36 hours, I don't want to make it sound dramatic, but I really didn't have that much of a desire. After 5 minutes, it was like, okay, I checked my stuff, that's it. I wasn't really missing out on anything. So you don't need to always be tuned into what the news is saying or what Twitter is saying. At the end of the day, those are just outrage. It's just outrage and outrage, or whatever. Wherever you frequent your time on, you don't have to. I understand that some people work from home, and that makes sense. But if you can, I would highly recommend trying this out and see what works for you. I took out some things. Some people do an extreme version of the dopamine detox where they literally don't do anything that stimulates dopamine, which even includes working out and other stuff like that, like reading or socializing. I didn't do that, but I took out all the stuff I kind of wanted to cut back on, or just stuff that I was like, you know what, let's go a day without this to see what happens. So, and all the basically things that don't really help you or are bad for you. So I took all those things out, and it was just super good. I'm trying to think of what else I can add, because I know there's more to say, but I mean, really, the whole point of this is so that you can, I guess, be better at focusing, doing harder things like reading or something, or working out. You're able to focus more because you're not always tuned in. When I'm at the gym, I didn't have my earbuds or anything. I was just doing my workout, and then that's it. When I'm reading, I'm not constantly being interrupted. So I was able to do those things in a normal amount of time, like an hour, and then be done with them. I read a book for hours straight, and that hasn't happened to me in a while because of all these distractions with the phone and all that. And when I was working out, I didn't have any desire to whip out my phone and see what's up or check music or change the song or anything. So yeah, I would totally recommend you guys give it a try and let me know what you think, because it's just being away from the news and being away from all that, you don't need to always be seeing what's on the group chats or whatever you guys frequent. You don't need to see all that shit, because literally I opened my phone today, I was bombarded with all this shit that I don't care about or don't need. Like, it really, that it's crazy how one day was able to make me realize that that all this stuff that we put so much weight on, it doesn't matter. But the things that do matter, you know, you kind of learn as you dopamine detox, like what matters in my life and what doesn't, because all this stuff that's like entertainment, all that stuff, or like even work, quote unquote, like it's not really that, it doesn't impact your life that much. So yeah, like I said, it's probably already too late for me to not sound like a broken record, but give it a try. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys next time with another manga video. But stay tuned and comment down below if you do try it, how it was, because I'd love to hear what you think about it. But as always, take care, and I'll see you guys next time.